So coming to a comfortable seat, just sitting comfortably, see if you can feel the lower back is an extension. So there's some curve there, a healthy curve. But then also with being mindful of that curve, there's a little bit of a lift, just a very subtle lift, Harriet, of the pubic bone. It's very, very, very subtle. Even just moving it like a millimeter will then start to engage the core. So see if you can feel that, and then also being mindful of the sides of the belly coming in towards the midline. The top of the head rises upwards. One of the fastest ways to begin to become quiet or to get quiet in the mind is to cultivate a steady breath. So breathing in that one-to-one breathing so that the inhalation and the exhalation match each other. As you inhale, feel the body, the upper torso expanding with breath, with air, with life force energy. And as you exhale, feel yourself letting go. In the process of letting things go, there are some things that we find really easy to let go of. There's other things that we start to see ourselves holding on to and then make a conscious decision to, in the words of my business partner, let that shit go. And there's other things that we experience more difficulty in letting go. So what I'd like you to do just for a couple more minutes, as you're breathing in, breathe in fully and deeply. But as you exhale, feel as if you're exhaling through the pelvic floor in towards the center of the earth. Just kind of letting stuff go. Feel or experience anything that you're holding on to, consciously or unconsciously. Just sending it to the center of the earth. Okay, so take another deep breath in and exhale out. Very good. Just slowly lower your chin. And then I'd like you to just transition onto the mat, lying down in Shavasana, please. Just lie onto your back without anything underneath you, please. Have the palms face up, the arms a little distance out beside you. Just for a moment, tighten your face. So tighten all the muscles in your face. And then let them go and relax. And then tighten all the muscles in your right arm. Make a fist with your hand. You can even lift the arm off the floor just a little bit. Just really engage it, engage all the muscles, and then relax it. And then engage or tighten all the muscles in your left arm. And then let them go. And then tighten all the muscles in your core, in your abdominals. And then let them go. Then tighten all the muscles in your glutes and your hips. And let them go. And then tighten all the muscles in your right leg. You can even lift the right leg a little off the floor, just an inch or so. And then let it go. And then tighten all the muscles in your left leg. And let them go. And then tighten all the muscles everywhere in your body. Lift your arms a little, your legs a little, tighten your core, your glutes, your facial muscles. And let them go. Feel the breath growing inside the lungs, expanding, and still having that feeling of letting go. See the breath going through the pelvic floor, exiting through the pelvic floor to the center of the earth. So bring the hands down beside your waist along the floor. And then inhale, bring the arms up above your head to the floor behind you. And exhale, bring the hands back down beside your waist. Inhale, bring the arms up above your head to the floor behind you. And exhale, bring the hands down beside your waist. Inhale, bring the arms up above your head to the floor behind you. And exhale, bring the hands down beside your waist. Do that 3 or 4 more times, just with your breath, inhaling and exhaling. And as you exhale, feel this feeling or cultivate this feeling of letting go. You don't need to concern yourself or be thoughtful about what you're letting go. Just have that feeling of letting go. Letting go of any anxieties, any hard feelings, any thoughts of a painful past. But also letting go of anything that you're holding on to. Maybe a nice memory that you're trying to cling to in hopes that it will return to you again and again. So by letting go, we're allowing space for newness, space for fresh inspiration, space for creativity, space for spontaneity. And just do it one more time. So you inhale, and this time leave the arms over the head. Once the arms come over the head, turn the palms inwards, like you're holding on to a beach ball or something. Reach the fingertips to the wall behind you and press through the heels of your feet. Inhaling deeply. Exhaling deeply. And then slowly bring the hands back down beside your waist. Turn the palms up. Just take a deep breath in and exhale out. Very good. Okay, so from here, bend the knees. Bring your hands behind your head. Interlace the fingers behind your neck. And then we're going to just do this exercise to activate our core, to activate our psoas minor. So bring your knees above the hips, lift the head just a little off the floor, and then pull the pubic bone towards the navel. And then slowly come down. Just take a deep breath in and exhale all the way. Bring the knees above the hips, lift the head a little bit, just a little bit, and then pull the pubic bone towards the navel. And then slowly come down. Breathe in deeply and exhale deeply. Bring the knees above the hips. Lift your head and chest a little bit. Pull the pubic bone towards the navel. And then slowly come down. Lift the knees back up. Lift the head and chest a little bit. Pull the pubic bone towards the navel. And then slowly come back down. Lift the knees up, head and chest, pull the pubic bone towards the navel. And then slowly come back down. Bring the knees up, head and chest, pull the pubic bone in. And then slowly come back down. Very good. Take the arms out. Now bring the knees back over the hips. Bring the hands in front of the knees. And then push the knees into the hands. And we'll just stay there. And then slowly come down. Let the feet rest on the floor. Good. Let's do that again. Bring the knees up, the hands in front of the knees. Press the knees into the hands. Keep the arms straight here, the elbows extended. And then relax down. Good. Now we're going to add on. So bring the knees up, press the knees into the hands, and we'll hold it there. And now this time straighten the legs so that the legs are at 30 degrees. And really engage your quads as much as you can. And then relax everything to the floor. Take a deep breath here. Fill the lower belly with your breath. And as you exhale, remember that bhavana, that idea, that feeling of letting go. Let's do it again. Bring the knees above the hips. Bring the hands in front of the knees. Press the knees into the hands. Good. And then from here, straighten the legs. This time, inner rotate the thighs a bit. Both of the thighs. Engage the quads. Push through the heels of the feet. And then slowly come down. Inhale deeply. And exhale deeply. Inhale deeply. Exhale deeply. Again, bring the knees above the hips. Press the knees into the hands. And then straighten the legs. You can inner rotate or just keep them neutral. It's up to you. But see if you can engage the quads and then slowly come down. As you breathe in, take in fresh prana, fresh energy. And as you exhale, cultivate that feeling of just letting go. Let go of the past. Let go of the future. And arrive in the present. Do this exercise one more time. Bend your knees, and then bring the knees over the hips, bring the hands to the knees, and press the knees into the hands. Good, and then straighten the legs. Engage the quads. Press through the heels of the feet. And then relax and let everything come down. Good. Leave your hands down beside your waist. I want you to bring your knees into your chest. And then inhale, straighten the legs towards the ceiling. And exhale, bring the knees into the chest. Inhale, straighten the legs. Push the heels up to the ceiling. Exhale, bring the knees into the chest. Inhale, push the feet up. And exhale, knees to chest. And inhale. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. And inhale. Now stay here and breathe and lower your right leg about 45 degrees. And really fill both feet with your breath. So really push through both heels of the feet. Good. Slowly bring the right leg back up and lower the left leg. About 45 degrees, engage both quads. Bring the left leg back up. And lower the right leg, about 45 degrees. And then bring the right leg back up. And lower the left leg, 45 degrees. And bring the left leg back up. And then lower both legs 20 degrees. Another 20 degrees. Another 20 degrees. Another 20. And all the way down. Place your hands on your lower belly just for a moment. Just take a couple of deep breaths in and deep breaths out. Inhale deeply and exhale deeply. Bend one knee, bend the other knee. And then just gently roll over to the side and come on up to fours. Come on up onto all fours. And so on all fours, extend the spine as much as you can. And then exhale and just kind of round or flex. And then come into extension. And then come into flexion. Then come into extension. And then come out of extension just a little bit and pause there for a moment. So as you pause there, just breathe into the spine. And as you exhale, feel yourself maintaining stability in that posture. Sides of the belly move into the midline. The core is activated. Good. And then from here, inhale and exhale, tuck the toes and come into downward facing dog. Inhale, come to all fours. Lift the chest and heart. And exhale, come into downward facing dog. Inhale, come to all fours. And exhale, come into downward facing dog. Inhale, come to all fours. And exhale into downward facing dog. Inhale, come to plank pose. Take the sides of the belly into the midline. Squeeze the belly to the belly button to the spine. Exhale, come back into downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward into plank pose. Again, squeeze the navel to the spine, the sides of the belly in. Take the pubic bone forward a little bit. Press up a little bit between the shoulder blades, just a little bit. And exhale, come back into downward dog. Inhale, come to plank. Push back through the heels of the feet, activate the inner thighs. Exhale, come back into downward dog. Inhale, come to plank. Can you bring the chest forward a little bit without losing the shoulder blades on the spine? Squeeze the sides of the belly in. Exhale, come back into downward dog. Inhale, come into plank one last time. And exhale, come back into downward dog. Very good. Slowly walk the feet up to the hands. Bring the hands to the waist, navel to spine, extend the spine, and come back up with a nice elongated back. And then just let the hands rest for a moment. Just close your eyes, and again, as you breathe in, feel the breath filling the lower belly, the upper part of your chest. And then as you exhale, feel the breath leaving through the pelvic floor and then to the center of the earth. Inhale deeply and exhale deeply. Okay, so have the feet about hip distance apart. The feet are parallel to each other. And then swing the arms up and forward as you sit back into chair pose. So reaching upwards, lift the manubrium, lift the chest, lift the corners of your mouth. Lift the toes, and then exhale, come forward, coming into the forward fold, but keep the knees flexed here. Let the head drop and relax like you're letting go. Then swing the arms forward. Now kind of hover for a moment off the thighs, sit back a little bit more, and then come on up into chair. Okay? Stick your butt out just a little bit, just to create more of a contraction in the lumbar spine of all the muscles. And then inhale, come and stand. And exhale, come into Namaste Mudra. Inhaling deeply and exhaling deeply. Very good. Inhale, sit back into chair pose. Good. Now, sitting back as much as you can, lift the chest, and this time bend the elbows. Bring the arms or the hands forward. Now bring the elbows back as much as you can. Good. Stick your butt out a little bit, lift the chest, and then bring the hands back up. Good. Inhale, straighten the arms. Exhale, come forward, navel to spine as you do that, and then just kind of fall into the pose here. Inhaling deeply. And exhaling. Inhale, come back and hover over your thighs. Bend the elbows again. Lower the hands down. Lift the elbows up. Good. And then bring the hands back. And then lift the hands towards the ceiling and then come back into chair. Good. Sit back more into the heels. Straighten the arms. Bring the biceps behind the ears, and then inhale, come and stand. And exhale, Namaste Mudra. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, connect to that feeling of letting go. Good, and then one more time, sit back into chair pose. Reach back, sit back a little bit more. Bend the elbows, lower the hands, bring the elbows back, and then bring the hands back up. Come a little bit further into it, then straighten the arms. Navel to spine, sides of the belly, and lift the pubic bone a bit. Come forward. And then inhale, come reach forward, hover over the thighs first, draw the shoulder blades back, lift the arms up higher, and then sit back into chair. Nice. Sit back a little bit more, Bend the elbows. Now take everything back, lift the chest up, lift it up, and then bring the hands up, and then inhale, come and stand, and exhale, Namaste Mudra. Nice. Inhale deeply. And exhale deeply. So step your right foot forward and your left foot back. Now, in the alignment of this pose, typically you bring the front heel so it's lined up with the back heel. But if you need to widen your gait, you can always bring the feet a little wider apart, okay? Step your right foot to the right a little bit more if you need to. It doesn't really matter. Lift the chest and the heart and bring your hands behind your back. And just kind of hold the forearms or the opposite elbow. And then exhale, come forward. Inhale, come back up. Very slowly. With the breath, please, and exhale and come forward. And inhale, come back up. And exhale, come forward. As you come forward, try to keep the curve in the lumbar spine so that the lumbar spine is extended. Inhale, come back up. And exhale, come back forward. Inhale, come back up. And exhale, come back forward. So we're just going to hang out here now for a few breaths. So keep extending the chest away from the waist. Feel both heels of the feet firmly established on the ground, pressing down. Both of the inner arches gently lifting. Start to feel your capacity to let go increasing. Inhale, come back up. And exhale, step your left foot up to your right foot and let your hands come to the side for a moment. Inhaling deeply and exhaling deeply. Step your right foot back. Again, if you need to widen the gait, step your left foot a little bit more to the left. That's fine. Bring the hands behind the back. Lift the chest and heart. And then exhale, come forward. Inhale, come back up. And exhale, come back forward. Again, increasing your capacity to let go. Feel yourself letting go, but also grounding into the earth. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, come forward. As you exhale, come forward, maintain that curve in your lumbar spine, but also activating the pubic bone. So slightly lifting up at the pubic bone. Inhale, come back up. And exhale, come back forward. Inhale, come back up. And exhale, come back forward. Good, one more time. Inhale, come back up. And exhale, come back forward. Now stay here and breathe. Elongate the back of your neck. Lift the chest forward a bit more. Your torso is moving away from the waist. You've got that curve in the lumbar spine happening. Feel or try to activate the front of your quads by lifting your toes. And then inhale, come back up. And then step your right foot up to your left foot. Let the hands come to the sides. Feel your capacity to let go increasing. Very nice. So what I'd like you to do is to grab 2 blocks and you're going to bring the feet wide apart and just place the blocks sort of about a foot and a half in front of you, more or less. So if you draw an imaginary triangle, think about the point of that triangle from your feet, okay, and then put both blocks there. 2 blocks, because we're actually going to bring both of our hands to the blocks. Lift the chest up and just create a little bit of a back bend in the lower back and then extension in the upper back. Squeeze the hips into the midline and lift the inner arches of your feet. Press down into the outer edges of your feet Exhale, come forward and bring the hands down to the blocks. Now, I'd actually prefer you to come on the fingertips to start and really focus on getting this extension in your lumbar spine. If you need to bend the knees a little, that's fine, but if you can, straighten the legs. Feel the inner arches of the feet lifting, the outer edges of your feet pressing down. If it's comfortable and you can maintain the integrity in your lower back, come onto your hands. And I want you to create sort of an upward dog motion or movement with your upper torso as much as you can. And we're really going to stay here for about a minute or so. Lift the toes, engage the quads. Feel like the shin bones are squeezing towards each other. Cultivate that feeling of letting go more and more with each exhalation. Increase your capacity to let go. Maintain that extension in your spine. Take another breath or two here. Inhale deeply. Exhale deeply. Increase your capacity to let go. Very nice. Bend the knees a little bit. Bring the hands to the waist. And then inhale, slowly come back up. And then exhale, bring the feet towards each other, hip distance apart. And just pause for a moment. Just close your eyes. And just notice how you're feeling in this moment. Notice that you are increasing your capacity to let go. Feel that the breath is exiting through the pelvic floor and towards the center of the earth. Now gently open your eyes and pick a point in front of you. It doesn't matter what it is. Just focus on that point. And then bring your right foot into your inner groin. So for Vrksasana, tree pose. And then bring your hands to Namaste Mudra. Feel yourself grounding into the earth. And that you have roots in this tree that are holding you in place. Lift your right knee up in front of you, straighten the leg, and then slowly lower down. Just stand for a moment. Be solid. Good. And then bring your left foot into your inner groin. Inhale deeply, and exhale deeply. And then lift the left knee up in front of you, and straighten the leg. And slowly lower down. Let the hands come down to the sides. Just take a deep breath in. Very good. Okay, so from here, come and lie down, please, onto your mat. Coming into crocodile pose. Have your forearms on top of each other. Rest your forehead onto your forearm. So from here, bring your arms down beside you. Your forehead is going to be on the floor. And then lift the chest and the legs up as much as you can. And then come down and relax. And do that again. Lift the legs. Try to lift up from the inner thighs. Keep the legs as straight as possible. Lift the chest up, and then lift the legs up a little bit higher. And then slowly come down. Lift the legs, lift the chest. And slowly come down. Lift up again. Lift up as much as you can. And slowly down. We'll do something just a little different the last couple. So first, lift your arms up, have the palms face towards the ceiling, make a gentle fist with your hands, pretend you're holding something, and pull the arms apart about 1 inch on either side. Then lift your chest and lift the legs. And slowly down. Lift the arms a bit, make a fist, gentle fist. Lift the arms a little higher, then separate the arms, pretend like you're pulling something between the hands. Create a bit of an isometric contraction, and then lift the legs and lift the chest. And slowly down. Come back into the crocodile pose. Very nice. And then slowly come back up to force. Just pause here for a moment. Come into full extension. And then come out of extension a little bit. And feel the entire chest cavity becoming filled with breath. Very good. Okay, and then come back. And we're going to take 2 or 3 blankets. I like to use 2 blankets. But if you want to, you can use 3. And stretch your left leg forward. And your right knee out to the sides. Bring your hands behind your back. You know what, we're going to do one more thing. If you have another blanket handy, you can do this. You can also do this with a block too. But if you do have a blanket handy, just place it underneath your knee. Just want to take it out of the hamstring a little bit. Okay. Just a little bit. Good. So the hands are behind the back. Kind of turn the navel to the left a little bit. So try to line the navel a little bit up with the leg, and then come forward. Now, when you come forward, don't round in this pose. So don't come forward like this. Try to keep some extension in the spine. Inhale, come back up. Twist a little bit to the left, and then exhale and come forward. And then come back up, inhale. And twist, and then come forward. Okay, what I'd like you to do here is just look at where your shoulders are and place your hands there. Look at where your shoulders are and place your hands on the floor below your shoulders. Come on the fingertips and get some length in the chest. And then just close your eyes. We're going to stay here for about a minute or so. And just really breathe here. Cultivate that bhavana that we've been working on. Inhaling to your fullest capacity and exhaling and increasing your capacity to let go. As you let go, feel the breath exiting through the pelvic floor. And going to the center of the earth. And then very slowly come back up. Just close your eyes just for a moment. Feel a sense of becoming more and more grounded into the earth. Very nice. Then let's change sides. So bring the right leg out. Bring the left foot into your groin. The hands behind the back. And kind of twist your navel to the right a little bit. And then come forward, exhale. Inhale, come back up. And exhale, come forward. Inhale, back up. And exhale, come forward. Inhale, back up. And exhale, come forward. Inhale, back up. Twist the navel to the right a bit and then come forward. And one more time. Inhale up. Full extension in the spine. Twist the navel to the right and then come forward. Again, look at where your shoulders are. Bring the hands to the floor underneath your shoulders just to support yourself. Close your eyes here and really tune into the breath. Cultivate that one-to-one breathing. With every inhalation, you become more filled with prana, with life force energy. And with every exhale, you're increasing your capacity to let go. You visualize the breath leaving you through the pelvic floor, moving towards the center of the earth. And then inhale, come back up. And place the blanket, if you have one, behind you. And bring your feet to what's sometimes called butterfly stretch or Baddha Konasana. You can grab the big toes or the ankles or the feet and lift up as high as you can. Create as much extension in your spine as you possibly can. So you're kind of like doing a bit of a back bend here. And then just come forward about 10 degrees. So don't come forward too much. So I really want you to focus on keeping that extension in the spine. Again, close your eyes. Drop into the breath. Inhale fully. And then exhale. And feel that everything from the crown of your head is descending downwards. And releasing through the pelvic floor and then into the center of the earth. Take 2 more breaths here. Keep extending the spine, lifting the chest and the heart, lifting your torso away from the waist. Take 1 more breath in. And then very slowly come back up. Very good. Come onto your backs, please. Bend your knees. Bring your arms out to the sides. Have the feet just a little bit wider than the hips. Lift the chest up as high as you can. Sorry, lift the chest. Lift the hips up as high as you can. Squeeze the glutes. And then slowly come back down. Jiggle your glutes a little bit, and then squeeze them and lift up. And then slowly come down. Squeeze the glutes, lift up the hips. Push down through the heels of your feet and see if you can get the hips up a little bit higher. And then slowly come down. Squeeze the glutes, lift the hips up. This time, pull the heels a little towards your shoulders. And then slowly come down. Inhale fully. And exhale fully. Very good. And last one, lift the hips up as high as you can. Push down into the heels of the feet and then the balls of the feet. Pull the heels towards your shoulders, lift the hips up even higher. And slowly come down. Good, and then let's set up for Shavasana. If you'd like to do that spinal molding, bring the two blankets behind you. And then the one underneath your neck. And then if you'd like to, you can also cover your eyes just to kind of block out some of the light. As you settle back into our final Shavasana, feel the breath filling the lower belly. And then feel the breath leaving you. As the breath leaves you, each tissue of your body dissolves. Each tissue of your body dissolves. You increase your capacity to let go. Take a deep breath in through your nose and exhale deeply. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Bend one knee very slowly. Bend the other knee. Inhaling deeply. And exhaling deeply. Slowly roll over to the side. Gently start to push yourself back up and just find a comfortable seat. Arriving to your seat, the top of the head rising towards the ceiling, hovering over the tailbone. Feel that extension in your lower back, the chest slightly lifting. Come back to that one-to-one breathing. Refine the quality of your breath. There's no pauses between the inhalation and exhalation. No pauses between the exhalation and the inhalation. As you increase your capacity to let go of the past, let go of your expectations of the future, arrive more fully to your present so that you may manifest and live your life purpose here and now. Namaste.